XRP Ripple owners are understandably worried that this could be the beginning of yet another lawsuit targeting Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency company in the world. This would be terrible news for those who own a large amount of XRP, but experts aren't worried because they believe XRP Ripple coin could reach a value as high as $1.00 to 2,000 this month. Who can we trust? What should we do? Let's take it slow and enjoy the show. But Ben, you won't believe it. It appears that Oregon's Attorney General Dan Rayfield has sued Coinbase again, this time for selling unregistered securities to Oregon residents. Despite the SEC's less stringent enforcement of crypto regulations, citizens were still not adequately protected because high-risk investments were not screened. Time isn't the only thing that sticks out about this case. It seems like Oregon's lawsuit is picking up where federal regulators left off, bringing up old conflicts and worries in the company all over again. The thing that's lacking is the absence of... In July 2023, Judge Annalisa Torres stated that XRP, the cryptocurrency at the heart of one of the largest court victories in crypto history, is not necessarily a security when sold to the general public on platforms. Since then, the crypto world has been filled with optimism as the SEC's case against Ripple has become significantly weaker. Many believe that this judgment would mark a watershed moment in the legislation that potentially impact similar lawsuits in the future, but the Oregon lawsuit against Coinbase, led by Paul Grewal, makes no mention of that significant verdict. Judge Torres's ruling in this matter is blatantly a carbon duplicate of previous SEC proceedings, according to Coinbase's chief legal officer, who cited Section 9 of the complaint as proof. Choice was omitted. Grewal wasted no time expressing his disapproval of the AG's efforts to revive the SEC's abandoned strategy of regulation by enforcement. Grewal went so far as to claim that the lawsuit even implicates the former head of the SEC as a crypto lobbyist, all the while ignoring crucial court rulings that cast doubt on their entire argument. It appears that this is more than just an oversight purposefully executed. It's concerning that the Oregon AG's office has chosen to disregard the XRP case. This implies that the court's dissenting opinion regarding the classification of all crypto assets as stocks has been disregarded. If other politicians and regulators follow suit, the gains achieved in Ripple's case, which is already facing significant pressure from Coinbase, could be subtly rolled back. Ripple is attempting to expand globally, and removing XRP from one of the largest U.S. markets would damage its credibility just when it needs to build trust. Ripple has recently been added back to Coinbase after being removed during the first case, but it might have to make tough choices to protect itself, such as removing XRP from the platform again. It would be extremely frustrating for everyone if the SEC were to pull it again, but it would also indicate a larger issue. Officials are choosing to disregard legal victories, so it's almost too ironic that Ripple fought and won a lengthy legal battle to clarify XRP status, but now state officials are acting as if the decision never occurred. It is concerning that court decisions can be so easily omitted from legal complaints. This sends a message to other projects attempting to navigate an already difficult regulatory environment. It is evident that Coinbase aspires to achieve this. And as Grewal stated, the company is confident that it is adhering to all relevant regulations and facts. Nevertheless, the question remains, users of XRP should be concerned, but they should also be prepared to hold firm because the token is either going to remain under scrutiny or will be backed by a company that regulators are determined to view as a threat regardless of the outcome in court. The victory of Ripple should still be remembered and safeguarded. Nevertheless, things take an unusual turn here, and that is because crypto specialists aren't panicking. Despite the abundance of reports of problems and incidents, many believe that this storm marks the beginning of a far larger event for XRP. Do not believe their predictions regarding XRP's future. They see opportunity rather than peril. Crypto expert MEX recently remarked, and then there's Levi, whose comments have gone, it may sound strange, but there's a rationale behind all the mayhem when you examine closely. XRP might help you become a multimillionaire and become the first in your group to do so. Take it on faith. Some perceive XRP's unprecedented good fortune as a driving force behind the global financial landscape's recent shifts. There will be significant changes when interest rates begin to decline and discussions about cutting rates intensify. This will have a positive impact for assets such as XRP. XRP's value might skyrocket as rate cuts loom in the horizon. XRP, a massive infusion of capital, could soon be hitting the cryptocurrency market, according to Pulse's tweet. While looking to the past doesn't guarantee success in the future, it does offer reason for optimism. Steph is also associated with the XRP group, made a crucial remark in 2014 that cannot be disregarded. From $2.00 in 2012, Bitcoin's value jumped to $1.00 2000. That's a good question, and it leads us to what could be the most courageous remark of all. Remy Relief, a prominent member of the XRP community, recently made news by predicting that XRP could reach $120.00 before on the cusp of the year, which appears utterly absurd given that XRP is now hovering around $2.00. If they were to achieve that objective, the price would skyrocket by an astounding 560%. However, Relief's argument isn't merely based on market speculation, it also pertains to global infrastructure. He brings up SWIFT, an international financial messaging system that transfers approximately $5.00. XRP's value could be significantly affected if it were to receive even a fraction of the daily or annual $1.25 trillion 0 cents in value through Ripple or its integration with central banks' digital currency systems. The company Relief claims that this could occur even without the assistance of exchange-traded funds, ETFs, tokenization platforms, or swaps. It makes me wonder what would happen if those financial tools were involved. Now, let's take a moment to explain what an ETF is. An ETF is a traditional stock market product that trades a collection of assets. It's a low-risk way for regular people and big institutions to get exposure to an asset without actually buying or holding it. In the case of Bitcoin, an ETF gives it credibility and shows that authorities and employees and conventional banks are prepared to make more formal use of this technology. Nevertheless, there are those who contend that XRP is quietly gaining traction while everyone else debates the merits of their respective positions. What those paying attention can see, however, is a storm brewing on the horizon. For those who are clinging, it appears like this is their big break. Ripple isn't merely surviving with its innovative technology, it's preparing to dominate the global banking system. Skeptics were wrong. The company's recent partnerships are more than impressive. They send a strong, positive signal. Even the most critical reviewers have to admit that Ripple is making progress. Unbelievable actions are being taken by Ripple at the moment, and those who deny them are fixated on short-term price charts. It's not just another cryptocurrency vying for a spot in the market, rather it is being integrated into the foundation of the financial systems of the future. This is a tale of a global scale.